So I'm going to do something a little different in terms of unboxings today. Um, yeah, instead of taking a look at a single kit, we're going to kind of take a quick look at something I got in the mail yesterday. Yeah, it was mail day, and this was rather a large box. Um, yeah, this is about 3 months worth of stuff from HobbyLink Japan, and it's a pretty big box. Yeah, like I said, that's a pretty big box. That is a real grade Zagok for scale. Um, I don't know if this is the biggest box I've ever gotten from HobbyLink Japan, but it's definitely up there. I think the box I made my spray booth out of might be just a hair bigger, but we're going to take a look at everything I got in this little package. So first up, this is the Robot Damashi Zaku FZ, the lead Zaku mobile suit from Gundam 0080, War in the Pocket. I've been a big fan of the FZ design for a really long time. I've been dying for Bandai to do a master grade of it. About 10 or so years ago, I got a B Club accessory kit, or a resin conversion kit, to turn the F2 into an FZ, and it turned out alright. It was my first resin kit, and yeah, it was okay, but it wasn't great. To go alongside that, I also got the Robot Damashi Robot Spirits Gundam Alex RX-78 NT1. They're designed to go together. They both come with optional parts so that you can recreate the last moments of both mobile suits when Bernie gets turned into a pile of hamburger. Apparently the inner flap of one of these boxes has, I think it's the Zaku, has the little drawing that Bernie made of him and Al just hanging out and being friends, and apparently people who have noticed that have just gotten all the feels from it. But I'm very excited for these because, yeah, I love 0080. I got a couple of these basic green Haro-Pla models because I've always wanted a Haro, because Haro is adorable. Let's see. The HGAC Leo. I've been super hyped for one of these. I've wanted a Leo model kit since like 2000. You know, I found I remember finding a one of the LM high HG models, or whatever the hell they were, way back in like 2001 for about $80 and nearly buying it and deciding, you know what, that's probably a bad idea. So I'm glad that I waited. Because, yeah, this is a really great looking model, and I'm really excited to build it. Because, yeah, I didn't buy just one. In fact, I didn't buy just two. You gotta have a squad. Speaking of things I bought more than one of, this is the EX model Musai. I bought two of these. I've built one of them before. I don't know what happened to it. It probably got chucked. But I've been a big fan of the Musai design because it's neat. It's neat, and it's different, and it's weird. And I want to have a little squad of them. I kind of wish I'd bought three, but I just didn't think of it at the time. Because, you know, they operate in squads of three. Yeah, I'm kind of hyped to take a look and build a couple of these into a neat little attack unit. Because I also have the white base, and there's another thing in here that will go along well with that. The high-grade Universal Century Gym Type C. I bought this on a whim. A gym on a whim, imagine that. For the only reason being, it comes with that. The Bullpup 90mm submachine gun. I don't really care about the gym. I'll build it. I will arm it with the bazooka, but I am stealing that submachine gun and I am giving it to my real grade GP01 ground type, because I'm not crazy about it armed with a beam rifle, because it only is equipped with a beam rifle a couple of times in the anime. As for more things I got multiples of, I got a bunch of these collection stages. I think I got 6 of them. Because they're fairly cheap, they're about $3 or $4, and they're stackable, and I'm always looking for new ways to stack and display my models. So that's 1, that's 2, that's 3, 4, 5, and 6. Okay. Getting into non-Gundam stuff. This is the Revoltech Nick Wilde figure from Zootopia. I got 2 of these, one for myself and one for my friend Ryan. I also picked him up the Judy Hopps figure a few months ago when she came out, and he's been very eager to get his hands on the pair, so he can make them do all kinds of lewd and inappropriate things together. And there's the second one. So one for him and one for me. Let's see. What else do we got here? Ah, yes, the real grade tall geese. I think this might be the thing I was the most excited for in this entire box. I love the tall geese. I have raved and ranted about how much I love the tall geese in my master grade unboxings. When I did the master grade versions 1, 2, and 3. But I am such a fan of this design. It's just so unorthodox and funky, and I'm already mad at Bandai that I know they're going to do 2 and 3 as P Bandai exclusives, but I will buy them. They will be mine. Oh yes, they will be mine. And finally, in terms of small stuff, the EX Salamis and Magellan battleships, the Federation's primary cruisers in the One-Year War. Like I said, I got a couple of things to go along with the Musai, and I've also got the white base, so I'm going to create a couple of squads, a couple of teams of cruisers, and maybe have them face off against each other. Kind of a late One-Year War kind of dio, because these each come with some scale figures that you can display, like lashed to the hulls. I think they even have racks for the balls to attach to on the Salamis. I'm not sure just how many. It looks like only 3 of each, but there might be more, or it might be suggested. You get a rack with enough space for multiples, and then you just buy multiples of these, so you have more of them. Who knows? It seems like a Bandai-ish kind of thing to do. But I've always been a fan of the EX model series, and I wish it had carried on. Same with the UC Hardgraph series. When Bandai does stuff that's a little out of their normal wheelhouse, it always comes out really great, and it never sells very well, and the lines are always very limited. But I'm glad that they're still producing these, because they're super neat. And in addition, when I picked up that Gym Type C, it was part of a campaign that Bandai is doing. They're throwing in free accessories for certain models that you can buy, so you can get like an extra weapon or some joint parts. This appears to be some sort of beam Gatling. And this one here is some sort of bazooka rocket launcher cannon thing. HG Customized Campaign 2018, bazooka and joint parts. Yeah, looks like it's intended to go with the new Build Divers series. So that's cool. Don't know if I'll do anything with it. I mean, they look pretty simple. It's just, 4-part bazooka. But, we'll see. And finally, the big stuff. Yes. That's the reason why this box is so large. I have 3 perfect grade kits in here. Oh, holy crap. MS-06F Zaku 2 mass production type. Yeah. We're going to be doing unboxings of each of these. I've already got the Zeta Gundam, which I picked up on my trip to Vancouver a few weeks ago. And I've already done the Perfect Grade RX-78, but we're going to carry on the Perfect Grade project starting with this pretty soon. In addition to that, obviously, there is the MS-06S, Shaw's custom Zaku, and same as with the RX-78, the box is very plain, no pictures, no anything, and the box doesn't want to settle down. Oh, it's sitting on top of a bit of packing. That would be why. But the Wing Zero was the first one that introduced a new style of box with an actual bit of box art, picture of the pilot, and the shot of the Wing Zero itself. Still no product photo, or never mind, and product photos on the bottom side of the box as well. So, yeah, they, I guess since they were getting away from the Universal Century era, they wanted to introduce a new style of box. In fact, this style of box, the very neutral, plain, but very striking box, was phased out entirely after the Zeta Gundam, and then the Mark IIs, which came out about a year or so after this one did, introduced another new style of box, which actually had photos of the model. So, that is my haul. That is, yeah, that is quite the haul. It's going to take me a long time to get this all built, but I'm very, very excited. Yeah, so if you add this pile of stuff to my pre-existing pile of stuff, my Perfect Grade Zeta Gundam, my Master Grade Wing Zero, Nataku, and Altron, my Mark II, my Unicorn Bande Dessinée version, all of the other stuff I have that I haven't built yet. Not to mention, well, let's go take a look at what I got in the other room. This is just what I have in my hobby studio right now. This is Jesus Christ. I expect I'm probably going to have enough stuff to keep me busy for the next decade. Yeah. There's stuff in here that I've bought years ago, that I did unboxing reviews of years ago, never got around to. There's my 350th TOS Enterprise and Enterprise. There's the lighting kit for it, the Strike Valkyrie, the SDF-1 Macross TV series and movie editions. Pretty much every Star Trek, pretty much every version of the Enterprise that's ever come down the pike. Various other starships, bunch of Babylon, or a bunch of Battlestar Galactica stuff. I wish there was Babylon 5 stuff. And some 32nd scale and 48th scale aircraft, including and not limited to, look what I found. We might be getting back to that in a couple of months. This is my P-51 Mustang that I started building back in 2011. I actually just got a comment about this video very recently. I got to do an inventory, make sure that I've got everything in here, because I'm only seeing one fuselage half. But if I've got everything in here, I'm going to get back to work on this thing toot sweet, because goddamn, I was so mad when I had to give up construction of this thing. I just didn't have the space. I moved. I couldn't do anything anymore, you know? I kind of gave up. I kind of was taking a break because I got disillusioned because I was posting some pictures on a forum, and some people gave some kind of shady comments that I wasn't too happy about, and I kind of wanted to take a break from it. And then a couple of weeks later I moved, and yeah, I have not been able to get back to it. But as far as I can tell, I think everything's in here. But I gotta really do an inventory. The only thing I can think of that might be missing in terms of large-scale parts is the right side half of the fuselage. So if that's gone, then I'm pretty much boned and I gotta buy a new one and start over. But if I got everything, then it'll be an easy project. So yeah, that's just what I've got in the house. There's a few more things out in the garage, stuff that's probably never going to get built, and I'm just going to end up probably selling at a toy show at some point in the future. But yeah, you might say I've got a few models. Oh, and then there's my Star Destroyer right here, which that's going to be a long-term project. I've also got a bunch of those Koto mechanical chain bases. I want to make a diorama out of those. Not to mention just the massive number of unpainted Gundams that I have on my shelf. None of these have had any work done to them. They're just pure basic snap fit assembly. You know, aside from maybe a little bit of detail work here and there, eyes mostly, they're all just pure snap fit, and I would like to do, you know, the real solid job on all of them, like I did on Gypsy Danger, but there's just so damn many. I don't know where I'm ever going to find the time. But I'm going to tease a little something that I got started on last year and is nearly finished, that I don't think I've ever talked about on this channel. This is my Gym Sniper 2. Heavy camouflage. First diorama I've ever done. First time ever trying this type of camouflage. It's not finished. I've got to redo the stream because I screwed that up when I did it the first time. But this is one of my coolest ideas I've ever had. I was going to just do a basic camo wrap on the rifle. I just used dyed gauze. I took some ordinary medical gauze, dipped it in heavily diluted paint, let it soak for a few hours, and then pulled it out, rinsed it, let it dry, and it held the color. This is just a massive wad of just various colors of dyed gauze. And then I applied it to the Gundam, to the Gym, with just diluted white glue. And then, you know, tacked it down with, you know, less diluted white glue. The base itself, I'm going to do a proper video about this once it's finished. But this is probably my favorite one of my favorite projects I've ever done, and certainly my favorite project of the last few years. But yeah, this thing was a lot of fun to work on. So that's kind of a vlog slash unboxing slash update. I'm going to leave it there. I want this to be a relatively short video. I've got a bunch of unboxings I've already got recorded. I don't know if I'm ever going to post them because it's a lot of work for not a lot of reward. Very few people end up actually watching them. I will, however, for sure do all of my perfect grades that I've got recently. As well as, I might do the Tall Geese and the Leos. Because those are just, they're new and they're neat. Other than that, though, I'm probably going to kind of scale back on video content for a little while. Because my girlfriend is moving away to go to university for 2 years. And I'm not going to have a lot of time to spend with her. So I don't want to spend all that time down here recording content. The only reason I'm able to right now is because she's still asleep. Yeah. So anyway, do stay tuned. I will have some interesting stuff coming up pertaining to the Gym and whatever else I hope to be working on in the next little while. Thank you everyone out there for watching. Happy modeling.